The people in one apart. Like when we want a strong united front in front of the enemy, or when groove want to hold our reverence and praise the Lord. Whether abroad or in our yard, from radio are the same. Organization is the name, centralization is the game. Even though this is no game, it is a crying shame when the people can't even mobilize in a proper way. So we need to organize and start communicate. Lisa Love set yourself straight, check out the slate upon the plate. Frisco need to organize and start conceptualize and put the plans in motion so we can start to actualize. Organize, organize, we need to organize. Organization is the key to the building of a station. Organize, organize, it's better for organize. To organize, it is the key, just like a proper education. Organize, organize, and make we flex wise. Tell the youth them feel we afraid from wrong and heal Selassie I. Analyze and organize, and spiritually mobilize. We need salvation, no need no mansion in the sky. The morning stew, Lisa Love, the Groove Master, and Mr. Frisco. Big up 96.5, make me fly. Always make the people organize and centralize and strategically mobilize. Element of surprise. After we don't know small fries. Watch the rise. Watch Rastafari get over. Make Babylon turn over. Get run over. Roving with the rover. Organize and centralize. Haile Selassie.
Alrighty then. Free up the floor, yo. Freed up, it's Friday.
It's gonna get wet.
Well, you know what on floor give you what?
Hey.
What does that give you?
That give you unleavened bread.
That give you dough. That give you dough.
Right, Jack.
No, give you dough.
How the burn. Yeah, boy.
Further burn.
On a Friday, that's what you need. On a Friday, you need dough.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Boy,
Say it loud. Maybe somebody hear you. Say it louder.
Oh.
Maybe somebody hear you.
You just get it, huh? Alright.
Say it louder.
Alright, free up the floor, man. It's Friday. Today's the 27th.
Christy just did.
And there is to be a sitting at the House of Representatives today.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happens, we'll forward over.
As per usual.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we are here to give you
us.
A helping. We're
Yes.
here to give you a helping.
You have us and we have you. So good morning once again. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Man, it was wet.
Wet.
Thank goodness it stopped raining just in time for me to get out.
It's still raining here.
I'm sure.
Here too.
Ooh.
Here too.
Ooh.
But I think we should knock with preliminaries out.
Go this strong.
Or get knock some headline and thing because you never know when the house stand up.
So they're gonna sit.
Yes.
All right. Let me say good morning to Uncle Carl, aka Bonukan. You know he's a store. Frisco
Of
met him
course.
last year.
Bye, Bonukan. We're going on?
Yes, he's
Okay.
a store. I want to say hi to him and Aunt Julia. Good morning, guys. Over
If you
there.
can, you can. If you can't, you can't.
And if you Bonukan, good morning, and also to Aunt Julia. Her name is Julia, but you know,
Big up yourself.
of course, they are stewards to the bone, yo. They're bona fide stewards. I was reminded of that.
You think the man will listen?
Yeah, every day,
What
Very
up?
good. Very good.
every day,
I meet the man, you know.
Respect.
Yeah, man.
even on the go. Yes, even on the go.
Yes.
Even on the go. So good morning to
Good-
Carl and Julia. Robert too.
Good bedroom, good bedroom.
Yeah.
And we also have to
that kind of
say,
people.
we also have to say a special shout out to them people who sneak around and job with an earbud, with one earbud in. They listen to the show every now and
Right.
again and bust out a laugh and they say, yeah, then they listen.
Well, not a who that.
Yeah, no, a few of them. Believe you me, there's a few. The one we tell me about, the one we tell me about it, I can't call the name, but I'll tell you initial. See why?
I know.
Yes.
What the who
That's
that?
it.
I hear my youngster's voice.
Yeah.
So Lady Sean, good morning. Hey CY, how you doing? How y'all doing over there?
That's right. That's right. Well.
Well.
Mm-hmm.
Do your prelims
Let's
then.
get
You can
the-
start with a girly word.
Yeah, let's get the girly word.
Do it. Let's do it. Darling, yes, the butterflies.
That's right.
On this very wet morning. It's all good. Oh, my girly word will shock you.
Oh, yeah.
Just another rainy day.
What?
Just another rainy day. That's my girly word.
What?
What?
I kid you not. It's just another rainy day. What do you want from me?
Don't the paper over see if anything written from the other side. All right, very good. That's an observation right there. If I ever seen one.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Well, That's a
Now
girly
we have the
observation.
first part of the man's perspective. So, Mickey, thusly.
Make ye
That's
haste and henceforth move in a forward motion.
Get out
Tally
of the
foot,
way.
tally foot forward. Yes. This man's perspective is not to be taken literally. But it was said, think of is dead. Now, you have lived your life. Take what's left and live it properly. Is the way to say? Think
Yeah.
of yourself as dead. You have lived your life.
Mhm.
Now take what's left and live it properly. And
Live it
lot how
properly.
we wish. You know when people do that one lot? When they move from country to country.
Mhm.
You could have a complete reputation in one country and leave and start life brand new, rebuild yourself and you start over.
Some of them
You
even
suppose-
do their identity, everything,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, it's not even, it's just change. If you don't like something about your personality, change it. If you don't like something about your work ethic, change it. You know, and stuff like that. And before you know it, you are the person you have always wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
The person that took that into consideration years ago is the gentleman, Mr. Frisco. He thought of himself as dead. He had lived his life, and look at him now. He is an extraordinary on-air personality, radio pronunciator, DJ extraordinaire. Yes,
doing?
stand-up philosopher, Mr. Frisco.
Frisco Mickey send his money here.
Right?
Do it again,
know-
man. Do it again. Yes. It's awesome.
Send his money real quick.
A person that needs no introduction but still gets one.
Hey.
Yes.
Zelda thing.
All right, well, you want to stir up some controversy early in the morning on a Friday. Here we go.
Lord.
I'll shoot this one to you. Groove?
Good stuff.
What do you do if you find out that, well, maybe a seat, maybe the glimpse of, you know, I don't know, however you find out, but find out that your girl is scrolling through her ex's Facebook, Instagram, Tiki, whatever it is.
That is against the law.
What does that mean, and what do you do if you find out? What they're like, why are you doing that? What is it that is so interesting there?
After they broke up the phone?
No, that's all that happens. You find you see they got scroll through or is on her ex's page for whatever reason. What does that mean, and what do you do?
What are you looking for? Ask her. What are you looking for?
Say to yourself.
There's a compartment that was not closed in your life. There's a drawer that's been left open. A door. There's some light coming through.
Obviously, you need to fix it.
Would it wouldn't be just sheer curiosity, harmless curiosity.
Why? I mean, it
What's
could
done
be.
is done. Yeah, but what's
be.
done is done. Why would you want to do that?
It could be just curiosity. I wonder where to go on with it. But you know,
But
it could also.
if you're in your happy place, why would you want to go back there?
Yeah.
Why would you want to be curious about that?
Unless you have a connection like children,
That's
you know, because even then you might want to scroll for say.
on social media.
I mean, you know,
I don't want to see. I don't want to see.
But it's your kid.
Yeah, but I don't want to see what they're doing. I mean, I can ask you, or we can have conversation about what's going on with the baby.
Do that.
So
All right.
Go to
Colville says simple. Put her outside and send it close to him. Simple, done.
All right. So take out the kids. All right. There's no kids involved. It's just
no. Well, then there's something. There's a problem. Yeah,
that is a problem.
Ricky Ricardo would say, Lucy, we got a plumbing.
Got a problem.
So that would be a sign that there's trouble ahead.
You got some explaining to do.
Mm-hmm.
But could it be just innocently?
No, man. No.
Frisco.
No.
Nothing happens by chance. You don't innocently go scroll on your ex.
You would have to go look for it first.
Yeah, there has to be a reason why you are still interested. It might not be because of love. It might be because of hate.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a reason.
There's always a reason.
When you get a relationship, those things, like the Bible says, for this reason shall a man leave his home and his family. You put the things behind you. You are working on something now, so you really don't need to look back to move ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Bravo.
It's a forward.
All right, the Steel Crew concurs. Let's say the group. Yeah, nobody in the group. We're going to the group.
Oh gosh, they're enjoying the rain. Oh my goodness.
Dip and drop.
Where's Ronald?
Ronald, right there. Listen to what's the song? Ocean Drive. Oh, I never put on Ocean Drive. I put on the other one, but yeah, I ran out of time. Duke Dumont.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right, fair enough. I get it. No looking at the ex's page.
Mm-mm.
It's a no. Don't get caught, because
Yeah, but look at the other thing, getting caught.
Caught. Don't get caught. All right, let's take a look at the weather.
Yes.
Very good.
There's a big bulk of something out there. A big bulk of
There is
a big pile of showers and thunder showers out there.
We were
Heading this way. Oh yes.
Why can't we just get who we get? Get who we get, Steve.
Let me I don't want to put that one.
We did schedule Miss Rhoda Johnson, but she's busy. She couldn't make it. It's a good thing we had some people here from Beijing stop by, and first we have this woman right here. Why you munching? To do the weather. Go ahead. Why you?
Why you what?
Why you munching?
Why you munching?
Munching.
Uh-huh.
Sound like brick.
Okay. Channeling.
It sounds
I'm
like Brick
hungry a lot.
City.
Good morning. All right, so here's your weather for today. This is today's Friday,
What?
June
Johnny, hold on,
27th.
Johnny said she alone
Right.
scriptures.
I
Right.
tell you.
That's what I
Yeah.
said. Channeling the right on.
Yes, you go
Well, good
for it.
morning. Here's your weather for today, Friday. Says, good morning, dear. Moist and unstable conditions linger over the country. Ooh.
No linger, no linger, no linger.
Linger. Linger.
In our forecast, mostly cloudy to overcast skies, some showers, periods of rain, and a few thunderstorms will occur around the country today. Winds right now blowing east southeast at 10 to 20 knots. It's gusty, becoming null to 15 to 25 knots. It's going to be later on. So the sea state is moderate to rough, becoming rough. Waves right now, they're 5 to 7 feet beyond the reef, becoming 6 to 8 feet. Boy, oh my, we're going to be getting something out there.
At nearly 17.
It's true. On the coast, we have temperatures at 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Inland areas, 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Why couldn't the coast and inland just be 84 and done? I'm just saying. In the hills, it's 77 degrees Fahrenheit. This is your alert and advisory. It's excessive rainfall watch. So excessive rainfall is possible over the country during the next 24 to 48 hours. Residents are advised to continue monitoring the weather situation and stay tuned to official forecast updates. Ain't that something? There is a small craft caution, occasionally gusty winds and locally rough seas, especially in heavy showers and thunderstorms. Operators with the small craft are advised to, exercise caution. You heard Steve.
Yes.
We
I
have a
try
low
to throw
tide.
my thing back for me.
We have a low tide right now. A high tide is on schedule at 10:54 this morning. Another low comes in at 6:26, then another high at 12:30 early Saturday morning. Sunset this evening,
6:30 the same time I'm biting on lip to try to talk them English word.
Hey now.
Why you hating?
Yeah.
I was this morning at 6:25 and will set just after 8 p.m. at 8 minutes after. In our outlook, cloudy spells with generally isolated showers or thunderstorms expected for Saturday and Saturday night. Our forecaster is Crystal Rosales, and that's your weather.
All right. Thank you, Miss Crystal Rosal.
There.
Why you munching on that weather? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure who you're gonna book. Is way too dumb here? Way too dumb not there. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap! There he is.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
I saw him at the airport,
Mr. Crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So notice the
I
wording,
sure
right?
did. I sure did.
Yeah. Notice the wording of these in the forecast, right? Residents are advised to continue to monitor the weather situation.
Yeah, they said that yesterday, too.
Stay tuned to official forecasts. Things like that. Yeah. So the tropical outlook says area of showers and thunderstorms over there. Can we get the map? Let's get the map and roll a satellite version of the map.
The map.
That. All of that right there. That bulk of showers and thunder showers right there.
That's not nice.
Yeah, then we talk about the bear compared to, but when we talk about that.
Okay.
We talk about that right front away there.
There's a bear in Campeche.
Yes, there is.
Disorganized showers over the northwestern Caribbean Sea and to the east of Belize. That right there, so.
That's it. That is it.
Has a low chance of further development as it moves west-northwest. Okay, so it's going to move over Belize and then into the bay.
Okay.
But right now, that's all of that is in front of us, heading in this direction. So that's why they say, 24 to 48 hours. Excessive rainfall. Remember we spoke about that as well. So yeah, that you had that initial tropical wave, and then you had that lingering bunch of thunder showers hanging out right around the coast between Nicaragua and Honduras, and so it's still moving in this area. So you had that, then you have this. So that will be moving in. All right, let's roll the forecast models and see where it goes. Man, somebody up on the waters like that, so man.
Yes, power water in a light chop to choppy.
Yeah,
And it's gonna become rough, remember?
chop it to moderate. All right, there you go. So we'll see. Showers, thunder showers, especially over the northern part. Maybe then, yeah, I guess the entire country eventually. And there you see that crossing. So yeah, that's today. Today's gonna be wet.
Yeah.
You think?
That we
You
know.
think?
That we know.
And then yeah, then Saturday kind of clears up apart from the south, and then Sunday, even more so. So there you go.
Okay.
Sunday looks nice and neat.
Mm.
No rain?
Yeah, not Sunday, but then Monday you see, more scattered showers. All right, so that's the scenario. Notice a little
The
storm
end of
on
the
the other
month?
side. Huh?
The end of the month it's gonna rain.
Huh? It's the end of the month.
Mm.
But yeah, today expect more. Right now the sun is shining. There's a little gap. There's a little break.
The weather is sweet.
A little pause for the cars.
Mm.
But water is already accumulating around the city.
Right, I was
And
about
so
to say that.
if-
Did you all see that?
If we get more rains, well, you know what it is. So expect more.
That's how it is.
So localized flooding is definitely
Hmm.
that might increase.
Yeah.
There's some areas that are already underwater. Cause the rain, as the rain, I believe, especially in the morning. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's what it is, folks.
They're not so much the gathering, it's the runoff, right? You know that the water, if it rain and you get a good rain, the streets won't get flooded.
Yeah.
But it's the runoff. You're looking to see how long is it going to take to run off.
Certain
right?
certain areas run off very quickly. Certain areas don't. Certain areas don't. That could be for several reasons. The drainage ain't blocked. And you don't necessarily have to block with garbage. You block with dirt, sand, and mud.
Yeah.
But yeah. I see the council said that they clean out drains when last month they were or earlier this month.
Yeah, they were doing some stuff, but a lot of drains we got,
That is right.
A lot of drains.
That is
One
right.
of our listeners is currently on the high seas,
Yes.
apparently in
Chop to choppy.
smooth sailing.
No, yes, got
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
out of the that initial shower that came down after 6.
Yeah. Now, we don't know if our listener is going on work or pleasure.
No, but there was one before that where they come out in the
Labor.
rough choppy. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I'm trying to go up on anything. You have to carry a barf bag with you,
You do?
You have to carry a barf bag. Or sit down next to somebody who got a big pocket book.
Yeah, that's
Or
nice.
just take something for it, huh?
What?
Just take something for it.
Motion sickness.
Yeah, just take something for it.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people have motion sickness,
Mm-hmm.
But all right, very good, ladies and gentlemen. There you had it. You've been up to dated.
With the weather and all.
All right, so let me try to get in this commercial break and then I'll come back and
What? How
Pep,
dare you?
how dare
How
you?
dare they
you.
put a commercial break
How
at this
dare
time?
you?
How
Yes,
dare you?
Make yes.
how dare you?
Make.
I need an advisor to it. I was advised
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
to take a break.
To take a break. Do it. Do
All
it.
right.
We'll be back. This is a
I
very
don't know. We're all talk
exciting.
about DNA, but a lot of them posts ready up here look like they could be double entendres.
Yes. What the hell?
Y'all don't know
Exactly.
Ronald,
See that what
yes.
that mean?
Wait, Ronald,
Ronald.
Ronald, the right honest man. innit?
I did tell you.
What
Give
is
yourself
that?
50 lashes.
It's the
50
rain
lashes
that
are
got
repent.
run out.
Free up the flower.
Yes.
Give her some flower there, man, lad.
Exactly.
Slap
it,
on with
man.
some flower there. Bow! There it is. You're locked into
You
the
see what
morning
the kind
stew.
of weather do? You see what the kind of weather do?
It's true.
Frisco, put on a sex tune.
Sex tunes.
Big
Put on a
kid.
sex tune.
And Armstrongs,
know.
what
You
up? Big up the
know.
president of my pan. Yeah, big up the one and only G. Michael Reed.
Yes.
Of course.
Clive, big up yourself, Cello. Desiree Megs, do not touch the radio, do not touch the television.
So, mistake.
Also,
Good
Spooners,
morning.
we want
Spooners,
big
sure.
up Spooners because Spooners always listen. Anytime I say something out of the way, I definitely check in out, make we know.
Oh, yeah.
He said, he said, only show a part if you could disagree with the crowd and still like the show.
So, God, yo, me can tell us that will be a new rule. That will
Alright,
be a
yeah,
new
still like
rule.
the
You can't disagree with we.
And you go back in the day, we don't disagree. You know, like when they say, take you off, they don't want to hear from you. You know?
And this thing gets so bad that when they disagree with we are reading disagreement too.
Big up the driver though,
Yeah,
Nigel Samuels. Let's go up on the road, sir.
Properly brainwashing and
Channeling done,
They safe out there, huh?
done signing. Herman Young, what's up with Herman Young?
Hey,
Morning.
Herman, good morning.
Leslie Redon. Big up Eric A.
Over
Williams
there.
in Texas.
Am
Yes.
I-
Eric A. Williams. Not any Eric Williams. Eric A. Williams.
Eric, hey, get it together.
Marvin
Get
Kellyman.
it
What up,
together.
sir?
Hey, Marvin, good morning.
Godwin Terry.
Alright.
All the time. The man
Godwin.
said, never you make no mistake. All the
Be
time.
well, good morning.
Paladin Leslie, big up yourself. Rita Mae Banner, shouts out.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then we're going to add Julia.
See,
and,
Nigel, all right? They're done that. You, what, the
Right,
driver.
we're going to add Julia and Bonokan to this list.
Don't stop at all.
Not
Oh,
at
yes.
all. Mr.
Wait,
Power, good morning.
Bonokan
Also,
and them?
Miss Di. Huh?
Bonokana and them.
Bonokan and Julia.
Hmm.
Good
Bonokan
morning,
and
guys.
Julia.
Yeah, boy.
All right. Got it.
All right, there you go.
You're on the
What do you
list.
think of that question? What do you think of that question, Nina?
Oh, you posted a
What?
question?
See why?
CY just the blessed rising.
Please behave yourself.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we will be.
Sorry.
Whether the job is big or small, every super handy dad needs the right tools. And at Brothers Habet and Habet, we have what you need. Enjoy super savings all June like 15% off all power tools and hand tools, 25% off track car batteries, Eureka Vats, and Pisaforte towels, 25% off Penta Decon and discontinued colors, 30% off Valspar, and 40% off Dutch Boy paints. Plus, we're giving away $200 to 6 lucky super handy dads. Every $50 you spend gets you a chance to win. So this year, give Dad his best gift yet from Brothers Habet and Habet. Come in or reach out today. Happy Father's Day to all super handy dads.
Imagine getting rewards for your spending. Smart prepaid customers countrywide, it's time to level up with Smart Gains. Smart Gains are exclusive, limited time offers sent straight to your phone. We're talking irresistible rewards. You'll actually want extra credit, bonus data, and exclusive perks, all tailored to you. Because it's Smart, we've always got your back. Don't miss out on rewards made just for you. Smart Gains, Smart Savings, Smart You. Smart, bringing people together.
In 2024, the Belizean diaspora took over Los Angeles with the first ever Belize Diaspora Summit. And you know the only thing that could be ever better than that is to do it again. Belize Diaspora Summit 2.0. This time it takes place in the state of Florida, Fort Lauderdale Board Convention Center, July 10th, the 11th, the 12th. Belizeans from the diaspora, Belizeans from home in Belize, join together. Let's do it again. 3 days. Government services, clinics, business displays, kitty corner, pop-up trivias, panel discussions. There will be highlights for business mixers. There will be live performance of Racindo. Destiny Wagner is going to be there. There's going to be a live performance of Makobi. And you will have Immigration and Civil Rights Town Hall. Special guest Kenneth Gibson, interview and book reading. There will be a wind-up reception, rhythms and rum. It's happening. Police Dashboard 2.0, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Power Convention Center. Don't miss it.
free up the floor on a Friday, man. That's what it is. Just reminding you that there is a sitting at the House of Representatives today, Friday.
That's right.
So as that becomes available, we'll be switching over. But we got some time until that happens.
That's right.
What say you? What say you?
Well, good morning once more to everybody that's locked in on this rainy day. It looked like government and the junta met yesterday.
Yes.
And yeah, and well, the new offer that government presented was 4.5%.
5 now.
Yes, 4.5% on October 1st, 2025. First frozen increment, April 1st, 2026. 4% April on October 1st, 2026. And second frozen increment, April 1st, 2027. Now the junta is going to take that back to their people. They're going to decide, if it's good. But I don't know, mind reader, but from listening to the tone of the negotiators, it almost feel like they accept this one. I don't know, but that's the way it feel like to me. I may be wrong, but just the vibes I get.
Yeah. They never sung that confrontational.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But we'll see.
Right, we'll wait and see.
Yeah, man. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But all these things are going to work themselves out,
They usually do.
Yeah, they work themselves out because at the end of the day, right is right, and wrong is wrong. Basically, that's all it is.
Yeah.
So yes. Let me see what else.
So
Go ahead.
it's a joke. Remember, I am not a joke teller.
Okay.
So they have this lady. Wow.
What on that yet? Oh, sorry.
I will tell you. They have this lady who took her baby, a little toddler, to the babysitter. And then the baby came back with some, spots on her, some red spots. So the mom asked, what happened? So the baby said, Miss Kita did that to her. So the mom, furious. Who is Miss Kita? Why would she do that to the baby? Why would she put, these red blotches on the baby, bumps and what have you? So, overnight, next morning, mom went there furious because she's going to find Miss Kita. So ask the lady who she met at the door, who is Miss Kita? Lady said, we don't have no Miss Kita here.
Yes, the big boss.
So the mom said, this is what Miss Kita did to my baby. It was not Miss Kita, it's Mosquito.
Yes.
It was Mosquito that bit the baby.
Yes, well, I tell you first thing no matter we going back on quarrel, ignorant bad.
Why?
What?
Why?
Because she should have known that Miss Kita wouldn't have made it. That Miss Kita is a very loving woman. Yes, everybody says so about Miss Kita.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how.
Yeah.
I don't see how Miss Kita would be so loving.
So do we know what they're going to be talking about at the
This
sitting at
morning,
it? Or they're just tired?
I don't know.
we don't know.
I just got the information yesterday, so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so there was the potato scenario again.
Mhm.
There was one news outlet who did some, how do I say, roaming about in the market. You heard what some of the vendors say. What say you about that? Kind of what we were talking about yesterday.
Mhm.
Wait a sec. That then you go out to the market?
They went.
They
to
did some
the-
interviews at the market and some of the complaints that the vendors had.
And the vendors have complaints?
Well, they were asked about what's the problem, and they aired out some of the problem. But most of that was what we were talking about yesterday. Some of the issues, the quality control issues. That's the main problem.
Okay, very
And then
good,
the
very
minister
good.
said that the farmers do the growing, but one group of people buy from the farmers and lock it down.
Oh.
So the person who have the potato, the inama thing, not the person who grow it.
Oh, it's the buyer.
So then instead of a few people buy out the potatoes and lock it down.
Well, according to the minister,
If the buyer
the
knows
minister
that it's
said,
not
the minister said, quote, these farmers buy from other farmers. Okay, let me correct that. These farmers buy from other farmers and store to sell later at a higher price.
I know
There is an oversupply, and yes, there is contraband. And then he went into the contraband scenario. Contraband compounded with declining quality and a high price is hampering the ability to sell. Of course, contraband potato is easy to spot. It's the white potato. We produce the red skin, easy to identify. Customs, Ministry of Agriculture, Police, and Baja are working together to bring down the contraband.
Really? Tell them go to market.
Well, the market people said they go there and then they have for the, they get charged for the, when they have the ones when they're not supposed to have. But then they say their complaint is because of the low quality control of the ones when they buy. Same thing we said. You buy one sack and only half of it you could sell. And then they buy the sack at a high price.
Well, I want to tell you.
Some $200 they say for a sack.
How much for the contraband one?
175, 180, depending on how.
Oh, okay.
But they say
$20,
whatever $10 or $20 lower, they could sell all of it because they're good quality. Well, inside or another thing, you don't buy it. You get sharp when you get it
You only
inside.
look good on the outside.
You look good on the outside,
I
but they
wanna
could
tell
sell
you
it.
something, bro. Yeah, I want to tell you something. This, I think, fall on the lap of the farmers, the Mennonites, them. You know, they are growing a product, and there was a time when would I may take anything, any potato, any onion, any cabbage, any whatever. But fortunately or unfortunately, now we have choices. And you can't just expect that the Belizean consumer, when they try to stretch them dollar, go in and buy something that they think is inferior. So now that you hear where they go on, now that we know where they go on, that, you know, you all probably buy the thing and store it for when potato go short, then and bring that out. Sometimes they gamble work, sometimes they gamble don't. But the thing is, when you gamble, you have to make sure that the product where you put out is something that people want to buy, that they look good, that, you know, just bring it up to par, man. I feel I feel bad. 1 million pound of potato down a lot.
Yes,
But there was another lesson learned. You know, we can't be playing with food security. We can't be playing with, because maybe one of the reasons why the contraband potatoes come in is because, you know, they sit down on 7,000 pounds. You know, that could be one of the reasons why the country, I mean, for 1 million pounds, 7 trailers. Yeah, for 7 trailers. So maybe if one never sit down on then there, maybe the contraband would not have been here as much at this point, you know. So that was a sad situation, but I think everybody could learn from this. Everybody need to learn.
Yeah, because, and you say, and then when I just say right there to you, like, there's no, the average person not going to buy a sack of potato. And so there's no real farmer's market. At least, no in a Belize City.
Right.
And then, if people play games with the thing, and that's, yeah, go right back to what we say. I believe anything we grow in the country should have price control. I don't care if they leave it there or a lot there. When they leave it there, they leave it, but when lot there, same thing.
Right.
Because the games you play and then you end up they have wastage, you end up they have high prices. Because people play games. If you have a price control, then you can't play no games.
Yep. I say, and this is the thing. This look like this is again when we first heard about this. Oh, everybody vexed, but now when you look at it in depth, you could say, but wait a minute. Half of this blame go on the farmers.
Mm-hmm.
You all that are like for the stock market. You buy low and then you sell high.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on a bought low, but before you could sell high.
Well, some because you hear from one. That's like how you hear from one big person. You hear from one. You hear from one person who decided he may have put £1 million in our storage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then again, you ask yourself why.
Right. So that one do that. That one they complain.
Yeah, but you know, I tell you, £1 million no, a lot of poundage for
because
years.
like Nigel said right there, if you go and you meet other farmers, you could bargain.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's saying you get a sack for 165.
Wow.
That Belmapan.
Yeah.
But of course, for Belmapan to believe you add on travel costs and whatever.
Mileage and everything.
Yeah, so.
No, but and this is why I think that a lot of time farmers like that, they should have one lead truck and one lead stand and one worker.
A real farmers market where we get direct contact, cut out the middleman.
Exactly. You go out and carry on a product where people know that if I go out there Saturday, I am to get it straight from the grower. Straight from the grower. Nobody else. You know? And you'd be surprised how many people would have do that.
Would take advantage of that.
Yeah, would have take advantage of that. But the thing is, again, we stuck in our way of doing things where it worked for so many years.
So we
had
can't
to get out of
all.
it. Yeah, because when I think about that, you realize that that's nearly like insider trading.
Yeah, it is. So we need some price control. We never get that.
It's almost like insider trading.
You have things in the country where the people can't afford, and you call that food security. How can be food security?
Right. But
you got beef and anything there where the prices keep they go up where the average person can't buy it. What's the advantage of having it grown in the country then?
Yeah.
If the vast majority of people can't buy it, so there has to be, you need control. A real sick man will come in and say, yo, we have to control these things.
Exactly.
Because whenever games get played, it never work out good.
Yeah, and for we think again, the reason why the vendors don't know about competition, that competition mean you compete going down, not compete going up, is because GOB is the same thing. GOB realize, and again, it's not just this government, it's all government that we've had. They seem to think that when you find a product that you could export, whatever price you could get for it on the outside becomes the price that you want to sell it for at home.
On the inside, which is not right.
And that should not be. That should not be. Why do you think that places where have oil, they're not the pay where everybody else the pay around the globe? Because that's what they got.
Yeah.
It's true.
So if we got lobster, we got sugar, we got all that thing, we not supposed to pay where everybody else to play because we got that.
We have it, right?
And that's why, right?
Yeah,
but
we
pay
too much games play. Yes.
Just like where they pay.
Anything we're growing in the country is supposed to be controlled, man.
Yeah.
You make a wastage. And again, you see, there's no real. There's no real groundwork being done there. Because if you say food security and really look and say, you know what, we can solve this food problem that believes, because half of the problem when people say you're marginalized and things like that, and people don't know where the next meal will come from, because things too high for them to afford.
Right.
So how about go to the market and find out how much wastage you really have every day? That's the first line of business. How much waste you have every day? And why you have all this? I not show me nothing in front of my face there. No,
Who that is?
You could easily do this, man. How much things waste every day, rather than having it at a controlled price. But you waste it. It wastes. Most of it wastes. Lot of it wastes. Why it waste? Rather it waste because you got the price so high. That's why you need control, because if you left it to people, they do what they want to do. But if you control it, especially food and things that grow and produce in the country like that, Especially
We
fruits and
here-
vegetables. Especially
we
fruits
here
and
put-
vegetables.
put
I can't
these things
tell.
and people
I
who
can't
are
tell
in
Mary
position
Sharp what to do.
don't
She
do that.
they repurpose one thing, but I talk about things that grow.
Mm-hmm.
Vegetables and fruits and meat.
Exactly.
No, you repurpose that. I can't tell you if you sell your thing. But simple thing like basic. You talk basic. Food out of the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wastage.
Yep. We realize that Belizeans have not been eating as healthy as we should because we cannot afford the healthy things.
Right.
And again, the people there, for some reason, the people were in control of anything, they don't look at things realistically. Because if I'm a farmer and I realize, I got my produce here, but I can't sell it because contraband produce they come in and they're not buy it in bulk. Then come up with a leave farmers cooperative and do a leave farmers market thing. Have to police on yourself because nobody on police, People they tell no. If you never know no, know no. People want the potato big and clean. If you can't they put small and medium potato, or not even say that. You can't put small potato with medium and big.
Mm-hmm.
So right away, that
There is a
depends on
difference. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that depends on the farmers. So once you separate them, when you run it through, make somebody sit down here and hose them down. Because people don't want them dirty neither.
Yeah, the one.
And right away,
the quality control thing. The quality control.
yeah.
And plus, and
Yeah.
still, you can't. How is it? But I don't know. They said for a March. So if for a March,
Yeah.
then they put it up. Well, they've been accused. I can't prove that then do it. None other than the minister said. None other than the minister accused them of doing this. Whoever
The
is doing
guy
it.
on the news, the farmer that was talking, said that they did have it there from March. And
Yeah,
they
but
have it
you
there
can
from
understand
March.
how you accumulate from March.
Yeah, but then you have to understand they have to be in a AC. Because it's not that. They have to be in a AC.
Well, again, as accusation is being made, we know what we say. You say £1 million of potato in our container.
Well, we see the trailer.
Yeah, that's what I
With
say.
potato.
So I don't know how you get there. Is that really what you're doing? Hoarding.
Yo, bro.
You're the hoard.
You know
you're
what
the-
it is? It's the same thing like where I started things at a cricket tree. If we get a cashew seed roasting machine, where would I do? One person or the village council that control it, and then you'd go and everybody would pick cashew seed. If they would sell it to the village council or whoever, they would process it and then sell it outward. That's the way they go on here. That apparently the way they go on here. Instead of everybody going out and sell one by one, somebody say, you know what, I am buy it from everybody. And I am push it out. But again, the lead chess move didn't work this time. It probably worked before. A few
And
times.
then, yeah.
But it didn't work this time. So this is the way it is.
Yeah, and
Where that
it never work the benefit of the consumer when people do that, because somebody might say, I have things at a cheap price,
Yeah.
and then because you want to get rid of it, here comes somebody with a lot of money and buy everything, and so the average person no benefit from that cheap. You go out there and say, well, there's the little consumer joke thing that how the person with one egg and the person with a dozen egg and who buy it and sell it
Yeah.
But what happen right now, if I'd there, I'd have my workers in and then the truck, the bus open their bag, they separate the whatever left. I'd have to separate now
I
because
still try to make whatever
Yep.
I can from it.
yeah, but you never
Mashed
good,
potato.
and I don't know,
Not
you
a
can't
killing,
you can't
not a
control that,
killing,
but there should
but-
be a thing. Cause like I remember, like when me and Dara made the talk and I said, bye, I said, you got so much egg, but then I take one somebody if you come and buy all of Dara egg, and now I can't get the benefit of the price for him have. Cause once somebody come and buy all, and him or whoever in that kind of scenario want to do it because they want to get rid of everything. And the quicker they could get rid of it, the better. But it's not good for everybody else because know that person buy all of them cheap. Sometimes they play shenanigans so you have to drive down a price, then buy it for you when they don't drive down a price. And then carry it back up. So, but yeah.
I say
20 minutes after 10.
Yeah, they probably must be outside.
They're sitting at the House of Representatives has gone live. So close off, guys, with whatever you had.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, try to stay dry as much as you can. Don't forget that we love you. Frisco appreciate you, but me and Lisa love her, no?
Yes, we do.
That's right. And all our listeners on the page, on the WhatsApp, and abroad, we love all our honor too. Julie's?
Yes, we do.
Might I say, you are looking beautiful. I saw you. Your camera was on earlier, and you were dialing up. And I say, but at least they have to dial up yourself.
Thank you.
No, darling.
Thank you. Before we go, one of the founding members of the Whispers, Steve, one of the twins, passed away.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And the beat goes on.
Right. And the beat goes on.
Yeah.
Da-da. Okay, so remember who their brother is? From Stanford and Son? Stanford. So Walter Scott had died. He's one of the twins from the Whispers.
Get out of here.
So, yeah.
Oh, man.
Condolences to everybody all around. Music we grew up to, music we love. Guys, thank you so much for staying with us. Please take care of yourself. Stay dry as possible. If for some reason you got to be out there, do whatever is right by you. Stay safe. We love you. Take care of you. And I promise to take care of me. Thanks, Miss Christy, darling. To all of our stewards at home and abroad, we love you. Thank you so very much. So
stay dry. Try to stay dry.
Yes, guys.
Right back here next week, Monday. Ayo, we love you. CY. Ayo.
Remember, flour and water no mix in a rain.
It's Edna Pollard. Ayo, yeah.
Presentation of reports from select committees.
I recognize the Honorable Chairperson of the Finance and Economic Development Committee.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. Speaker, I rise to lay on the table sessional paper number HR 12/1/14. Report from the Finance and Economic Development Committee on the Central Bank of Belize Amendment Bill 2025. Thank you.
Honorable members, that report is ordered to lie on the table. I recognize the Honorable Chairperson of the Constitution and Foreign Affairs Committee.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. I rise to lay on the table sessional papers number HR 13/1/14, report from the Constitution and Foreign Affairs Committee on the Bill 2025. I also sessional paper number HR 14/1/14, report from the Constitution and Foreign Affairs Committee on the Law Revision and Law Reform Bill 2025. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, sessional paper HR 15/1/14, report from the Constitution and Foreign Affairs Committee on the National Assembly Powers, Privilege and Immunities Bill 2025. Thank you very much.
Honorable members, those reports are ordered to lie on the table.
Statement by Minister.
I recognize the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Investment, Economic Transformation, Civil Aviation and E-Governance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good morning. And I just ask at this time for all of us to, in a moment of silence, when you are alone, to give a short prayer for Madam Speaker, Valerie Woods, who is undergoing for treatment as a serious part of the treatment today, and we ask everybody to give a prayer for her fast recovery, and that we are looking out for her. That said, Mr. Speaker, I want to begin this morning by updating the nation on a major crisis facing our cane farmers and more so the people of the North. I just received a short WhatsApp message from Marcos Osorio, who is the chairman of the Sugar Industry Control Board. And he said, "Good morning, Prime Minister. At 7:57 this morning, they've been run out of cane, bringing the 2024-2025 crop season to an end. Thank God the industry completes one more crop to be one of the most, if not the most challenging one. Cane production down due to weather, pest, and now the fusarium disease. Milling rate for the season was low due to challenging field conditions and limited workforce for cane harvest and delivery, low sugar output, and a low cane price estimate. The sugar industry is at a very difficult time and requires all hands on deck, GOB, farmers, and miller, to join forces to work on a plan of action to take the industry forward. The resilience of farmers is put to test, but together we'll find and implement solutions to advance the industry, and we will succeed." For sure, the sugar industry is in probably its most serious crisis, actual and existential crisis, and we must do everything that we can within our power to address this issue. For those not involved in the sugar industry, there's a disease called named fusarium wilt disease that is currently ravaging sugarcane fields in the north. Yesterday, at a meeting with the leaders of the Cane Farmers Association and the Sugar Control SICB, the Ministry of Agriculture, Minister Mai was there along with Minister Martinez and Dr. Avila. We spoke a bit on this. One of the things that was surprising to me, and I guess to most Belizeans, is apparently this fungus. It's a fungus, right? It's a fungus has been around for about 30 years. But what has happened because of the weather conditions, extreme water last year, and then the drought, it has allowed, there have been the perfect conditions for this to be able to multiply very quickly. Mexico has been decimated here in the south, and they're hoping for recovery next year. So last November, the Sugar Industry Research and Development Institute, CIRDI, the Belize Agricultural Health Authority, BAHA, and the Ministry of Agriculture conducted a field assessment and determined that more than 60,000 acres of sugarcane were infested with fusarium wilt disease. The assessment concluded that 8,060 acres that were severely infested, with most of the other 35,500 infested fields were mildly infected. The predictions were that overall, this would mean a 30% or 215,000 tons lost in cane production. The assessment also indicated that there will be a significant reduction in yield per acre, as well as a fall in the quality of cane harvested, affecting efficiencies both at the field level as well as at the factory at BSI. The effect of it all is that today the sugar crop has come to an end, and it will be one of the worst sugar crops we've had in a long time. By the end, by this morning, again, the estimate is around 880,000 tons of cane would have been delivered. What's even worse is that the tons of cane to produce 1 ton of sugar has been even worse. The current tons per cane tons of sugar stands at 11.12 tons of sugar of cane for 1 ton of sugar. When the cane is really good, you're getting probably about 9 tons of cane for 1 ton of sugar. So we are using another 2 tons and a quarter more to be able to make 1 ton of sugar. So this is by far the worst we've had production in recent history in the industry since 2011. BSI will produce just over 78,000 tons of sugar. For contents, this year the factory will produce 97,800 tons less than what was produced last year, and 154,000 tons of sugar less when it was produced in 2019. With a production of 880,000 tons of sugar cane producing 78,000 tons of sugar, the industry is projected to earn $110 million, mostly in foreign exchange, representing a significant reduction of $53 million from $163.5 million generated in 2024. Based on the current cane price estimate, farmers are expected to earn no more than $65 per ton of cane this year. This represents a $25 per ton, a reduction of $25 per ton when compared to the $90.23 per ton that was paid out last year. Our farmers will take home $31 million less than they took home last year. Looking ahead, it is clear that fusarium will continue to spread and even become more severe, so much so that this may be the last crop for some of our cane farmers. Next year's sugarcane crop is projected to see another fall in production, and technicians at SCPC and CIRDI are predicting that production could end up being below 700,000 tons. We must therefore urgently make concrete and targeted interventions if we are to avoid this kind of devastation in the sugar industry, as we saw with the citrus greening that almost destroyed the citrus industry. With context, Mr. Speaker, colleagues, in 2007, Belize produced 8 million boxes of citrus, and last year it was down to under 400,000 boxes, and this year I think it's going to be between 500 and 600,000 boxes. Unfortunately, for the past 13 years, the previous government didn't do anything, and we can't repeat that mistake. Nothing was done to assist the farmers to do research, to try to find how we can find other, try to get other types of citrus trees that could be more resistant to citrus greening. And because there was inaction by everyone, the government, the citrus growers, everybody, we find ourselves that we were at a high of 8 million boxes to right now approximately 500,000. And again, to put it within context, in 2007, in Costa Rica, their production was at 8 million boxes just like us. And today, Costa Rica is producing more than 12 million boxes because their government got into the industry, made monies available for research, made monies to help the farmers to be able to come into a replanting program to ensure that they can save the the citrus industry. We cannot and we will not allow this to happen. What happened to the citrus industry in the north, south, to happen to our sugarcane farmers in the north. If we are to be successful at this interministerial collaboration that's taking place, it will be important to do some of the following interventions which we're starting off, which we have to start implementations immediately. One, $500,000 have already been identified by the Ministry of Agriculture, which will be allocated immediately to a pilot initiative to start ridding these vines of the disease, these fields of the disease. Last November, researchers at CIRDI moved quickly to identify a possible treatment option, and earlier this year began testing this technology on 2 on-farm research plots. The results of this treatment, at least in the initial stages, looks also very promising. We've also met with BSI ASR, and they have brought in their soil scientists from Florida, where they have had a lot of success in dealing with this, and they too have also a treatment for this fungus. And so they will be working with us, with the Ministry of Agriculture, because this is a joint effort to see what would be the best way to be able to halt the spread of this disease and to be able to cure some of the fields that have been infected. So with this $500,000 that the Ministry of Agriculture has identified, the plan is to replicate this treatment on a larger scale by working jointly with farmers to treat the first 2,500 acres. Through AICA's Hemispheric Fund for Climate Change disasters like this fungus, $100,000 has been approved for the testing of the native trichoderma, that's what it is, trichoderma fungus. Trichoderma fungus. A fungus that is used to control the Fusarium fungus currently affecting sugarcane. This will be done using the University of Belize's laboratory and their scientists. It is believed that this treatment may be far more effective and far more economic than importing it from other countries. 3, through the World Bank's project, CRESAP, $2 million. This is Belize or US? US dollars, yes. $2 million is being allocated to strengthen serious capacity to produce the trichoderma. Partnering with the private sector as well as international partners such as Brazil and or India, we will seek to obtain sugar varieties that are tolerant or resistant to Fusarium, to the Fusarium disease, and rapidly assess their performance under Belize's conditions. Both Brazil and India, for a large part, have similar climate conditions like Belize. 4, the 5 Cs, which is the Caribbean Climate Change Center, the Caribbean Center that's here in Belize, will also play a key role in fighting against the Fusarium to save the sugar industry. And efforts are already underway, making sure that the financing that they have available for the sugar industry, that with the results of the 2,500 acres we want to try, that once it's proven successful, that we could replicate it even faster to the rest of the fields that are affected. Mr. Speaker, at stake is the livelihood of 5,000 cane farmers and their families, harvest groups, and field workers, those who own and run sugarcane equipment, and the 400 plus BSI workers. We have to act to save the sugar industry in the north, as even the entire sugar industry. We have to act to protect the heavy investments made by ASR BSI in Belize and to protect the $200,000 million of hard-earned foreign exchange currency that the sugar industry in the north and the west generates for Belize. For sure, Mr. Speaker, the start of our second term in Belize in office have seen its fair share of challenges. I was commenting to colleagues in Cabinet on Tuesday that since the March elections, where our party has won with a convincing mandate, that various challenges have come almost immediately. Internationally, the world is on the brink of another perilous war. In the Middle East, tensions continue to rise. In our own neighborhood, the instability caused by increasing crime and violence by gangs and gang-related activities continue to creep ever closer to our shores. Here at home, our Ministry of Agriculture is working tirelessly to manage the multiple crises from the screwworm to fusarium, and in the tourism sector, the sargassum, which keeps coming in ever increasing numbers. None of these are of our making, but we must deal with them, as we must deal with other challenges like hurricanes, floods, and yes, drought. Also, we continue to work with our unions to come to a fair and just resolution on the matter of their salary adjustment. I am assured that yesterday's meeting of the joint union negotiating team was cordial and positive. And I will have to take time out to thank the DPM and his team and the chairman. I think Minister Kenya was there. Mr. Florencio, as the Minister of Labor, was also there. I think Minister Fonseca and Minister Koi are both of the country. But they had a good meeting, cordial, tense at times, because both sides, they're fighting to make, or they're working hard. Want to rephrase the word fighting, but working hard to make their points. And I believe that at the end, they have come with something that can be supported by both the government and the unions. Our government, as we've been saying, Mr. Speaker, has once again offered a counter-proposal to the unions that is affordable, one that would get for our teachers and public officers the 8.5% increase in salaries and the increments over a reasonable time period. Mr. Speaker, we have never doubted that we will reach an amicable solution with the unions, because we have and will always continue to act in good faith. Just as we have no doubt that together we will manage the external and internal shocks that we face. This People's United Party government has not and will not and will never throw up our hands in the air when it comes to facing the difficult task that comes with governance. We will neither grieve nor weep. We will work, because that is what the Belizean people expect of us. And that is why they, the Belizean people, are standing with us. We promise to improve the lives of our people, all our people. We promise to work hard every day to deliver more jobs, better health care, to give our children a good education, and keep us safe from threats at home and abroad, and we're doing just that. It is hard work. It is challenging work. But we are facing those challenges together. And together, we are getting the job done. Belize is growing, and we are making the lives of our people better. When it comes to the sugar industry, Mr. Speaker, next week on Tuesday, we'll bring a cabinet paper that that has been worked with all the cane farmers, the associations. In March of this year, just before the elections, I set up a small task force of which I appointed senior economists from my office, Dr. Marcelino Avila, that have extensive experience in agriculture. And for context, Madam Leader of the Opposition, he worked with the Esquivel government, directly with Sir Manuel Esquivel when he was the Prime Minister the first time around. So he has a wealth of experience. He has worked in Mexico, he has worked in Africa, he has worked in the Caribbean and Central America. So I put him to lead a group. I met with him and the 4 associations, the chairpersons of the 4 associations, with the chairman of the Sugar Control Board. We had the Ministry of Agriculture represented. We had everyone under one room. And I said, here we have the Commission of Inquiry. I want us to be able to come up with a plan. I said, I don't want to hear no bickering, no fighting who forgive what or who not forgive what. This is about moving forward. And I said, so let's use this Commission of Inquiry, the findings, and come up with a plan on how we can rescue and move this industry forward. I am very pleased to tell you, to share with you, Mr. Speaker, and with my colleagues, that yesterday, Minister Mai, the honorable member from Orange Walk North and the honorable member from Toledo East and myself met with the entire team. And it was a good working meeting. And we met at the offices of the Progressive Cane Farmers Association. And we discussed the plan that they produced based on the Commission of Inquiry's findings. And so on Tuesday, I'll be meeting with the Cabinet and asking them for their support for us to be able to start to work immediately for the rescue of the sugar industry. And pretty soon, we will be doing the same for the citrus industry, because it's obvious that they need assistance from government, access to long-term cheap financing, and access to more to the different varieties of trees that we can do. We can be replanting. So I want to assure the members of this honorable House, yourself, Mr. Speaker, the Belizean people, that our government, that we are keeping on track, and that together we will work to ensure that we keep Belize moving forward always. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Introduction of bills.
I recognize the Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I seek the indulgence of this honorable House to defer the first reading of the Broadcasting Bill 2025 to a later date. We're still working on the consultations, and I think we want to do a little bit more before we bring it to this honorable House.
Honorable members, the question is that the first reading of the Broadcasting Bill 2025 be deferred to a later date. All those in favor kindly say aye. Those against kindly say no. I think the ayes have it. I recognize the Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this is the Gaming and Lotteries Control Bill 2025. I rise to introduce a bill for an act to repeal, replace, and consolidate the Gambling Prevention Act, Chapter 109 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, Revised Edition 2020. The Computer Wagering Licensing Act, Chapter 149 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, Revised Edition 2020. The Lotteries Control Act, Chapter 151 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, and the Gaming Control Act, Chapter 152 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, Revised Edition 2020, and to provide for matters they are connected with or incidental to. For an explanation, Mr. Speaker, what this piece of legislation is seeking is to merge the Gaming and Lotteries Commission Bill, the Gambling Prevention Act, the Gaming Control Act, the Computer Wagering Licensing Act, and the Lotteries Control Act. This amalgamation is urgently needed to get approval of the Gaming and Lotteries Commission Bill. In so doing, we will be legally establishing the Gaming and Lotteries Commission and allow the Investment Ministry to start assembling and developing the regulator with its own financial and human resources. This bill therefore recommends that all existing acts and statutory instruments relevant to gaming and lotteries to be combined into one act, to be called the Gaming and Lotteries Commission Act, the CLG Act. The primary relevant acts are, as I mentioned earlier, the Gambling Prevention Act, the Gaming Control Act, the Computer Wagering Act, Licensing Act, and the Lotteries Control Act. All of the GLCA will include provisions for the establishment, operations, and empowerment of a Gaming and Lotteries Commission as a statutory board under the laws of Belize with full powers to lead, direct, regulate, monitor, collect fees, and enforcement. The GLCA will also embrace responsible gaming as a guiding principle, including the recognition of the social ills that may arise from problem gaming. The new legislative framework will address the electronic, digital nature of gaming and lotteries played in Belize to minimize enforcement challenges, including the need to legislate all necessary and essential standards for gaming operations consistent with international standards. It includes all provisions necessary to minimize any possibility of using gaming for money laundering and for the financing of terrorism. The GLC Act will also contain provisions for meaningful fees, licenses, and penalties as appropriate to fund the regulation, training, enforcement, and other operations of the Gaming and Lotteries Commission. Passing this bill is a partial fulfillment of our ongoing efforts to modernize and regulate Belize's gaming and lottery sector, a sector that has grown and it has grown exponentially. A good example, Mr. Speaker, is the Bolido, Fui Bolido. The way it was being managed with the previous government, they gave a contract to a special interest group, and they started out by paying $2 million. Then they, on the second term, after 10 years, they went on to pay $2.5 million, and they should have been paying GST, the business tax. And it seems that even the business tax they were not paying. What we have done, Mr. Speaker, we have ensured now that the Fui Bolido come directly under the control of the government of Belize for the people of Belize. And we have seen the results. In the first year of operations, we have earned more than $16 million. More than $16 million have been earned on behalf of the Belizean people. And going forward, as the economy continues to grow and more people are working, we see that the sale of Bolido will continue to increase, and that monies, the profits, can be plowed right back to assist the people of this country. So for decades, Mr. Speaker, gambling in Belize has evolved from informal games like Bolido and Pitipat to an industry. I mean, they play Pitipat the other day, it has evolved into an industry spanning unregulated electronic gaming machines in bars, restaurants, and even spaces targeted frequently visited by minors. This unchecked proliferation has left families vulnerable and revenues untapped, while criminalizing an activity that, if properly managed, could contribute meaningfully to our national development. The Gaming and Lotteries Control Bill before us today builds on that foundation laid by past initiatives such as the 2020 licensing of the Belize Government Lottery and the 1919 Gaming Control Bill, which first sought to impose licensing and zone frameworks. However, this new legislation goes further. This bill strengthens the regulatory framework. It establishes a unified gaming control board to oversee licensing, enforce zoning laws, and ensure operators comply with stringent tax obligations, and more importantly, protect both consumers and the public interest. This bill prioritizes social responsibility by ensuring that minors are prohibited access to gaming avenues, and more significantly, directing tax revenues towards education, sports, and cultural programs. This bill, Mr. Speaker, is not merely about control. It is about transforming a shadow economy into an accountable, revenue-generating asset. It balances economic opportunity with social protection, ensuring that all Belizeans benefit from an industry that has long operated at the margins. We look forward to the support of everyone for the approval of this bill, which has the recommendations of the Cabinet. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, that bill is referred to the Finance and Economic Development Committee for examination, consideration, and report.
Bill for an act to repeal, replace, and consolidate the Gambling Prevention Act, Chapter 109 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, Revised Edition 2020.
I recognize the Honorable Minister of Rural Transformation, Community Development, Labor, and Local Government.
Mr. Speaker, this is the Occupational Safety and Health Bill 2025. I rise to introduce a bill for an act to establish the National Occupational Safety and Health Advisory Committee and the Occupational Safety and Health Inspectorate to provide for improved standards for occupational safety and health workers and other persons at work, to provide for duties and obligations of employers, workers, self-employed persons, manufacturers, suppliers, installers, inspectors, and other persons at work, to repeal the Factories Act, Chapter 296 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, Revised Edition 2020, and to provide for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. Mr. Speaker, I would like your permission to read from my notes and introductory information on it. Pleasant good morning, Mr. Speaker, colleagues, and fellow Belizeans. I rise today to introduce the Occupational Safety and Health Bill 2025, which is a landmark piece of legislation aimed at strengthening the protection of workers across Belize by establishing a modern, comprehensive, and enforceable legal framework for occupational safety and health. The introduction of this bill in this House today reflects not only the commitment of our workers and employers, but our nation's collective commitment to human dignity, fairness, and the value of labor. By strengthening and enforcing OSH policies, we are not only protecting workers, we are building a safer, healthier, and more productive society. Mr. Speaker, The current Factories Act, which this bill seeks to repeal, is outdated and limited in scope. Our workplaces have evolved significantly, and so too must our laws. This new OSH bill expands protections beyond factories to cover all workplaces and sectors, ensuring that every worker in Belize has the right to a safe and healthy working environment. The development of this bill, Mr. Speaker, has spanned more than a decade. With the Cabinet's renewed mandate in 2024 and continued technical support from the International Labour Organization, we finalized the draft bill through wide stakeholder consultations. This bill, Mr. Speaker, aligns with Belize's international commitments under ILO Conventions number 155 and 187 and supports the implementation of our Decent Work Country Program 2024-2029. One of the most significant features of this final draft of the OSH bill is the restructuring of the institutional framework for OSH governance. Initial proposals had recommended establishing a standalone occupational safety and health authority alongside a dedicated OSH inspectorate. However, based on guidance from the International Labour Organization and a careful review of Belize's national context, this model was reconsidered. The ILO advised that rather than creating a new statutory body, Belize should establish a national OSH advisory committee and a dedicated OSH inspectorate under the Ministry of Labour. This recommendation was based on several key factors. First, it promotes administrative efficiency and long-term institutional sustainability by leveraging existing structures within the Labour Department, thereby avoiding role duplication and ensuring cost-effective implementation. Second, it facilitates better integration and coordination within the wider labor administration system, critical for effective compliance and enforcement. However, for the model to be successful, it was emphasized that it must be adequately resourced. This includes recruitment, specialized training, and targeted capacity building to empower inspectors and staff to fulfill their roles and responsibilities. As Belize's economy evolves and our workforce grows, the OSH Inspectorate may still become a separate statutory body in the future. This model allows for growth and transition as time goes by. The establishment of the National OSH Advisory Committee is aligned with ILO Convention number 187 and will serve as a cornerstone for continuous social dialogue. It will bring together representatives from the government, employers, and workers to jointly assess national OSH priorities. It will provide regulatory advice and submit technical recommendations to the Ministry on matters of occupational safety and health. The adoption of this integrated institutional model, which includes both the National OSH Advisory Committee and an OSH Inspectorate under the Ministry of Labour, benefits from an approach that balances efficiency with inclusivity. It eliminates the need for new agencies, promotes coherence across the labor administration system, and fosters shared accountability through tripartite engagement. Most importantly, it offers a practical and adaptable solution aligned with Belize's resource realities and international best practices, particularly those recommended for small states. Mr. Speaker, this bill includes strong and enforceable provisions that clearly define the duties of employers, workers, designers, suppliers, and property owners. It incorporates protections for whistleblowers and prohibits retaliation against those who report unsafe conditions. It mandates the notification and investigation of workplace accidents, incidents, and occupational diseases. It also requires the establishment of workplace safety committees and the appointment of worker representatives, while addressing both physical and psychosocial hazards, including mental health risks, particularly relevant today. The bill empowers the authorities to issue improvement and prohibition notices, impose administrative penalties, and provide for legal appeals. Initial implementation of the bill will be supported through the ministry's budget with technical support from the ILO. Mr. Speaker, this bill is not just a legal reform. It is a human rights issue, a labor issue, and a development issue. It reflects this government's commitment to decent work, public health, and sustainable economic growth. This submission, Mr. Speaker, is a nation taking a bold and necessary step on behalf of every hard-working Belizean, Mr. Speaker. This bill will be a game changer for the country, for all our workers, our employers. Mr. Speaker, this bill didn't arrive by itself or just by myself. This bill, for over a decade, has been in the workings. And we have a saying up north. Maybe my friend from Kaya West might know it. I don't know if in West they have it. But they say, la mejor manera de decirlo es hacerlo. It means the best way to say it is to do it. That's Plan Belize, Mr. Speaker. That is this cabinet under the leadership of our Prime Minister. This was a whole team effort. My predecessor, Minister Rekenia, did a lot of hard work, a lot of heavy lifting to bring this. The team at the Ministry of Rural Transformation did a lot of hard work. We want to thank the ILO for helping us, the employers, the employees. This was a team effort, Mr. Speaker. It did not arrive here by itself. It is timely for this country. Our country needs it. So thank you very much for allowing me to present this bill, Mr. Speaker, and it will be going to committee after this. Thank you.
Honorable members, that bill is referred to the Public Service, Labor, Industry, and Trade Committee for examination, consideration, and report.
Bill for an act to establish the National Occupational and Safety and Health Advisory Committee and the Occupational Safety and Health Inspectorate.
I recognize the Honorable Minister of Education, Science, and Technology.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Pleasant good morning, Mr. Speaker, and to all our colleagues who are present here this morning. Mr. Speaker, this is the School Teachers Pension Bill 2025. I rise to introduce a bill for an act to amend the School Teachers Pension Act, Chapter 42 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, Revised Edition 2020, to give effect to the provisions of the collective bargaining agreement between the Public Service Union of Belize, the Belize National Teachers Union, the Association of Public Service Senior Managers, and the Government of Belize 2021-24 by clarifying that for the purpose of calculating pension for teachers in government-aided schools, salary refers to the percentage of salary covered by grant in aid as established under the Education Act, and to provide for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. Mr. Speaker, this bill has the recommendation of Cabinet. Mr. Speaker, if you kindly allow me to say a few words on the proposed amendment that is before us. And if you, with your indulgence, I'd like to refer to my notes. Mr. Speaker, I want to start off by recognizing and thanking the joint negotiating team that was led by the Honorable Member from Lake Independence, so a Deputy Prime Minister. Of course, supported by the Honorable Member from Freetown, the Honorable Member from Fort George, and of course, the Honorable Senator Chris Coy, along with the unions, who worked very diligently, from early at the beginning of our government term in 2020 to advance this process. And it is important to also recognize and to thank the union leaders who were engaged in this process. And allow me to say, Mr. Speaker, that this process was something that dates back to 2008. And we had 13 years of the UDP government. 13 years. And this was something on the table. And in as much as they talked and promised and made commitments, they did not see it necessary to advance this process. They spent 13 years, left government, and never moved this process forward. It took a People's United Party government led by our Prime Minister, the Honorable John Briceño, and our joint negotiating team to advance and to ensure that not only did we advance, but that there was an agreement signed for Proposal 22 to support all our teachers and auxiliary staff across all our secondary and tertiary level institutions across this country. This is a government that means business. This is a government that respects, values, and is committed to our teachers and the education process, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in response to the mandate received from their respective memberships, which was to engage in negotiations with the government of Belize for a cost of living adjustment and improved benefits package aimed at enhancing efficiency, productivity, and working conditions, the Public Service Union, the BNTU, and the Association of Public Service Senior Managers submitted a collective bargaining agreement to the government of Belize on December 1st, 2008. This CBA, communally drafted by the union's joint negotiating team, encompassed 24 proposals designed for implementation over 2009 to 2012. These proposals covered a range of matters, including amendments to legislation, enhanced compensation, implementation of service benefits frameworks, incentives for improved work ethics and performance, system upgrades, modernization of services, and the improvement of working conditions. Several proposals recognized and required the direct response of particular government ministries. Proposal 22 identified and necessitated the immediate response of the Ministry of Education. Proposal 22, a four-part special proposal assembled by the BNTU, analyzed allowances and grants offered to teachers and administrators of primary schools, in conjunction with the 30% increase in the cost of living. The motion to increase, expand, and restructure allowance and grant remunerations was inevitable. The BNTU's negotiations appealed for coverage expansion so that secondary and tertiary level teachers and administrators could access those allowances and grants. Increase in responsibility administrative allowances by 60%, which varies based on school enrollment. The increase in commuting allowance by 33%, 25% and 20% based on mileage categories, and the increase in rural hardship allowance maximum by 100% became necessary to maintain a fair and balanced lifestyle in relation to supply and demand. And that is, of course, according to the June 2008. The Ministry of Education agreed to increase each allowance by the percentages quoted in Proposal 22, Circular Number 10 of 2013, which came into effect on April 1st, 2013, responded to the increases in allowances for teachers and implemented the teacher training subsidy, a one-time grant for the duration of an approved program of study for teachers engaged in full and part-time study leave, with grant payments of $500 for associate degree programs and $1,000 for bachelor's degree programs. The inclusion of secondary and tertiary level teachers and administrators to receive allowances remain in discussion. Subsection 1 of Proposal 22 proposed that the Ministry of Education and the government pays the full 100% salaries and service benefits of all grant-aided secondary and tertiary level educational institutions in Belize. This full salary payment would offer all qualifying approved teaching staff, teachers and administrators full 100 pensions and service benefits for all staff, whether teaching or non-teaching, would be honored. Mr. Speaker, it is important to note that the Ministry of Education and the government currently pays a salary grant of 70%, and that is what moving it now to 100% as proposed in Proposal 22. Mr. Speaker, I just want to share with you a couple figures in terms of the budgetary allocations that this proposal has to consider. For 2024, the estimated 70% salary grant stood at $30,911,657.69. The 30% additional salaries and service benefits increased that by $13,247,853.30. The projected allowance for secondary school teachers is $790,300, bringing it to a total expenditure for 2024 to $44,949,810.99. For the fiscal year 2025, we're looking at an approximate $41,990,348.64. And all moving upwards to 2028, which would increase the expenditures to an overall $45,928,917.77. Mr. Speaker, why am I referring to these figures? Because it is important that the Belizean people understand and appreciate that we are trying our utmost best as the government to provide support to our teachers. and our administrative staff. We understand and recognize and we value our teachers and we value the work that they do. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, this government is giving the necessary support to this process. Mr. Speaker, in wrapping up, I just want to say that currently, as the nation is aware, we are engaged in negotiations with the BNTU, the PSU, and the Association of Senior Public Servants. This is a process that is very important because as a government, we recognize that it is important that we look at the whole cost of living adjustment and see how best we can engage and work with our teachers and our public servants. Mr. Speaker, our government, led by the Honorable John Briceño, is committed to ensuring that we work with all Belizeans and that together, Mr. Speaker, we work diligently to build a better Belize for all. Mr. Speaker, I ask that when the time comes for the debate, that both sides of the House support this bill. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, that bill is referred to the Education, Sports and Housing Committee for examination, consideration, and report.
For an act to amend the School Teachers Pension Act, Act Chapter 42 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, Revised Edition 2020. Motions relating to the business or sittings of the House.
I recognize the Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I move that at the rising today, the House adjourn to a date to be fixed by the Speaker.
Honorable members, the question is that the House at this rising today adjourn to a date to be fixed by the Speaker. All those in favor kindly say aye. Aye. Those against kindly say no. I think the ayes have it.
Government business motions.
I recognize the Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I seek the indulgence of this Honorable House to defer the introduction of this motion to a later date.
Honorable members, the question is that the introduction of the Central American Bank for Economic Integration Subscription Motion 2025 be deferred to a later date. All those in favor kindly say aye. Those against kindly say no. I think the ayes have it. I recognize the Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this is the resolution to support the democratic Taiwan and strengthen bilateral bond motion 2025. Mr. Speaker, I move whereas Belize and Taiwan enjoy a strong, healthy democratic bond deeply rooted in mutual respect and share the common values of democracy, freedom, and human rights. And whereas throughout the 36 years of friendship and alliance, Belize and Taiwan have continuously supported and helped each other and closely cooperated in areas of mutual interest. And whereas all bilateral cooperation projects between Belize and Taiwan, including hospital and road construction, renovation of the National Assembly building, urban resilience and disaster prevention, metabolic chronic disease prevention, women's empowerment, Mandarin teaching, and scholarship programs are currently proceeding smoothly. And whereas with Taiwan's assistance, 50 starter homes were completed and handed over in May 2025, and shrimp from Belize will soon be exported to Taiwan, showcasing the strength and depth of the multifaceted partnership between the two nations. And whereas Taiwan is not only a faithful ally and development partner of Belize, but also an active contributor to addressing pressing global challenges, making it an indispensable member of the global community. And whereas the People's Republic of China, PRC, has deliberately misused the UNGA Resolution 2758 to assert false claims of sovereignty over Taiwan, to isolate Taiwan from the international community, and obstruct Taiwan's participation in the UN system and other multilateral fora, which stand to benefit greatly from Belize's expertise and experiences. And whereas Belize, as a steadfast ally, stands shoulder to shoulder with Taiwan in safeguarding its sovereignty, democracy, freedom, and the right to self-determination of the Taiwanese people, when Taiwan faces the ever-growing military, political, and economic coercion and hegemonic threats from the PRC. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this Honorable House extends its commitment to the strong and healthy diplomatic bond between Belize and Taiwan, and reaffirms its commitment to stand with the people and government of Taiwan in solidarity to oppose PRC's coercive actions and undermine Taiwan's sovereign integrity, democracy, and freedom. Calls upon the international community to reject PRC's distortion of the UNGA Resolution 2758 and its efforts to block Taiwan's inclusion in the international system. Express its full support of Taiwan's participation in all related international organizations, including the United Nations, the World Health Organization, the International Civil Aviation Organization, the United Nations Framework Convention of Climate Change, and the International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to President Lai Ching-te of the Republic of China, Taiwan, and to the office of the Prime Minister as a tangible token of the friendship expressed therein. Mr. Speaker, this resolution reiterates our strong and enduring friendship and commitment to stand with the people and government of Taiwan in defense of democracy, sovereignty, and human dignity. 36 years ago, when our two countries established democratic relations, since then it has grown into a strong friendship between our countries based on mutual respect, shared democratic values, and our devoted principles to freedom and human rights. Taiwan has been more than an ally to Belize. The Taiwanese government and people have walked side by side with us as we work to develop our infrastructure, strengthen our educational pillars, and develop our strong social empowerment initiatives. Our collaboration spans vital areas such as constructions of hospitals and roads, women's empowerment projects, scholarships for our youth, the renovation of our National Assembly building, assisting with disaster prevention programs, and the improvement of our public health system. I am proud to announce that in May 2025, with the assistance of our Taiwanese friends, this government handed over 50 starter homes, a commitment we made to uplift the lives of the Belizean people. We are proud to announce that Belize will soon be exporting shrimp to Taiwan, a new chapter in our economic partnership. In addition to these bilateral achievements, I must highlight Belize's ROC Economic Cooperation Agreement, the ECA, that came into force in 2022. It serves as a vital framework to expand trade, investment, and increase technical cooperation between our countries. It grants Belizean exports greater access to Taiwanese markets, while at the same time it allows for Taiwanese expertise to continue supporting our socio-economic transformation efforts. For sure, we cannot deny, if given the opportunity, Taiwan's experience and capabilities would be of great help to many countries of the world. They are a model of global cooperation and responsible governance. Unfortunately, Taiwan continues to face relentless pressure and coercion from its larger neighbor. The UNGA Resolution 2058 did not resolve the issue of Taiwan's representation, nor did it not assign sovereignty to the PRC. What it has done to do is to enable the exclusion of Taiwan from participating in the global community. With adoption of this resolution, we in this honorable House and on behalf of the Belizean people are sending a strong message to the world, indicating that Belize stands shoulder to shoulder with its friends. It is reconfirming that we oppose any effort to undermine Taiwan's democratic identity, its territorial integrity, and the right of the more than 23 million people to self-determination. We will continue to advocate for Taiwan's participation in the work of the international organizations. Mr. Speaker, let me reiterate, this resolution is more than symbolic. It's a declaration of values. With that said, I invite all members of this House to join me in supporting this resolution as a sign of our strong friendship with the people and government of the Republic of China, Taiwan. Mr. Speaker, I recommend that the resolution be forwarded to President Lai Ching-te and the people of Taiwan as a sign of our strong friendship and shared vision. Thank you.
I recognize the member from Albert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise, Mr. Speaker, to lend my full support and the opposition's unequivocal support for this motion that seeks to reaffirm Belize's enduring friendship, partnership, and diplomatic bond with the Republic of China, Taiwan. We have long stood in solidarity with Taiwan and in Taiwan's pursuit for peace, democracy, self-determination, and most importantly, global recognition. Values we share and continue to share today. Belize and Taiwan are not just bounded by our diplomacy, our treaties, our trade arrangements, but by the respect, a profound respect between our governments and people, a respect for freedom of expression, rule of law, human rights, and sovereignty. These shared values, Mr. Speaker, are the bedrock of our 36-year relationship, one built on consistency and mutual development, and of course, based on trust. Mr. Speaker, the opposition condemns and joins the call to reject the misuse of the UNGA Resolution 2758 by the People's Republic of China as a tool of exclusion. Taiwan is a vibrant democracy and a responsible global actor who deserves full and fair participation in international organizations such as the UN, WHO, ICAO, UNFCCC, and Interpol. We denounce the coercive tactics used to silence the voices of the people of Taiwan and erase their identity on the world stage. Let it be stated for the record, Mr. Speaker, this relationship with Taiwan is not new. As we said, it's based on a friendship of 36 years. Nor is it the result of any single administration. The United Democratic Party proudly affirms that it has been an integral architect and a defender of this bond throughout our time in government. This resolution and this motion reaffirms a long-standing bipartisan commitment to Taiwan, and Belize remains resolute and principled in that regard. The opposition, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Prime Minister, our guests in the gallery, Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Taiwan, and her attaché. The opposition extends our heartfelt solidarity to President Lee Ching-te and to the government and people of Taiwan. Belize stands with Taiwan in democracy and friendship, and in a hope for a more inclusive community. Mr. Speaker, let this honorable House send a clear message that small states can lead with courage and that Belize will not be bullied into abandoning its values or its allies. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I recognize the member from Orange Walk East.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise in strong support of this resolution, one that not only affirms Belize's enduring friendship with the Republic of China, Taiwan, but also reflects the kind of principled and productive partnership that we as a nation should emulate in all our dealings, both internationally and here at home. As Minister of Health and Wellness, I want to underscore how Taiwan's support for Belize has been both consistent and impactful, particularly in the health sector, where collaboration has translated into better services, stronger infrastructure, and a healthier population. Taiwan's support in metabolic chronic disease prevention, public health training, women's health, and hospital renovation has helped us deliver on our constitutional duty to protect the health of our citizens. These projects, Mr. Speaker, like the National Assembly building renovation or hospital improvements, are not just symbols of friendship, but testaments to what is possible when dialogue, mutual respect, and shared values drive development. Mr. Speaker, we are well aware of the challenges currently confronting us with our union partners, and I want to make it absolutely clear, this government respects the role of unions and values the workers who keep our systems running, especially in health. But let us take a lesson from our relationship with Taiwan. It is built not on coercion or ultimatums, but on dialogue, shared goals, and long-term vision. Our ministry continues to prioritize health workers' welfare, service delivery, and reform. We're investing in digital transformation, infrastructure, and access to care, not in reaction to pressure, but because we believe that health must always come first. This resolution not only defends Taiwan's sovereign integrity and its right to self-determination, it also affirms a moral truth that small nations must stand together in defense of peace, fairness, and inclusion in the international system. This resolution also reminds us that Belize stands firm with those who stand for democracy and the well-being of their people. That is why we stand with Taiwan, and it is also why we are committed to constructive engagement with all our domestic partners, including the unions. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I lend my full voice and vote in favor of this resolution, not just as a cabinet minister, but as a proud Belizean who believes that solidarity, not coercion, should guide our international partnerships. Let us continue building partnership whether with global allies like Taiwan or with our very own workers, rooted in mutual respect and not division. I fully support this resolution.
I recognize the member from Orange Rock Central.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I also want to take the opportunity to recognize Ambassador Lily Lee Wen-Shu. Good morning, Ambassador. And also Jimmy. Good morning, Jimmy, both from the Embassy of Taiwan. Thank you for being here with us this morning. And Mr. Speaker, I seek the indulgence of this Honorable House to have this motion taken through all its stages this day.
Honorable members, the question is that this motion be taken through all its stages this day. All those in favor kindly say aye. Aye. Those against kindly say no. Honorable members, that motion is referred to the Constitution and Foreign Affairs Committee for examination, consideration, and report.
Announcement by the Speaker.
Honorable members, the question is that this motion be taken through all its stages this day. All those in favor kindly say aye. Aye. All those against kindly say no. I think the ayes have it. Honorable members, it has been agreed that the resolution to support democratic Taiwan and strengthen bilateral bond motion 2025 be passed this day. As you are all aware, under Standing Order number 74, all proposed legislation, messages, petitions, and motions and other matters relating to the subject mentioned under the title of each standing committee shall be referred to the host, to such committee for examination, consideration, and report to the host. The way for this to be done, other than by suspension of the standing order, is for me to suspend the sitting to enable the Constitution and Foreign Affairs Committee to examine, consider, and report to the host on this motion. All those in favor kindly say aye. Aye. Those against kindly say no. I think the ayes have it. The sitting is therefore suspended until the Constitution and Foreign Affairs Committee has concluded this business.